Hey there everybody, it is August 1st and time for my July collection update video. There is actually a little bit of everything in this video. For once, I have wall scrolls, CDs, DVDs, video games, and then there's a couple extra things that I'm going to throw in at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started with wall scrolls. I will set those up and I will be right back to show you. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and show you these two wall scrolls that I got. I actually got them both yesterday. They are Mahoramatic wall scrolls. I actually just re-watched Mahoramatic recently. I consider it my absolute favorite anime ever. And I saw some wall scrolls on Amazon because I decided to buy some other stuff related to it. And I saw these. I actually thought they were bigger than this. They're really only about this big, so they're not as big as most of my wall scrolls over there. But they still work, and they're not bad. This is got the main character, Suguru, here, Mahoro, the other main character, and Aminawa, a character that shows up in the second season. Now, this is the first wall scroll, looks all nice and dandy. Now this second wall scroll here it's a little bit more adult. I don't know how to explain it, but here. It's Mahoro in her underwear, as well as Minawa in her underwear. I don't know what the Japanese symbol she's saying, or this thought bubble is, but I actually think that this is from the OVAs after the series finished, because the maid costumes are red over here. But yeah, I just kind of figured it would be funny to have one of her in her underwear, just cause. So, nice set of two wall scrolls, and I'm excited to finally have some Mahoramatic wall scroll stuff. But yeah, we will move on to CDs now. Alright, so I got a couple of CDs, well, more than a couple of CDs this month. Most of them from the same band, but we'll start with the one that isn't. This is Dead Winter Dead, a Sabotage album. I actually have another one of their albums, The Wake of Magellan. It's actually one of my favorite albums ever, Wake of Magellan. And then this one actually has a song called, on the back here, it's called Christmas Eve Sarajevo 1224. If you guys have ever heard of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, basically most of the core members of this band are in it. And the most famous song from Trans-Siberian Orchestra actually appears on this album. And this album was made in 95. Yep, 95, which is at least 3 years before the first Trans-Siberian Orchestra album. I actually found this new for very, very cheap. So I picked it up because I wanted another Sabotage album. Then we go on to another band. If you guys remember a couple months ago, actually it might have been my first monthly collection update, I picked up an album called The Wicked Symphony by Avantasia. Well, it turns out this album is actually part of a 3-set like trilogy concept album type deal. The other two albums are The Scarecrow over here and Angel of Babylon on the far right. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. Ignore this stuff on the right. No. But, so yeah, basically power metal with a bunch of different singers. Literally, you got the old lead singer Camelot, the lead singer of Ed Guy is the guy who created this. We got Russell Allen from Symphony X, Jorn Land, I believe Alice Cooper is actually in this one. Bunch of other people, I just can't name absolutely everybody. Michael Kiske. I'm just going off the top of my head here. But this is literally like a 3-album concept type deal. These two actually came out at the same time. And then this one came out like 2 years before. But I actually went on the internet to pick up just this album and ended up picking this album up as well and another set of their albums. And this one came from the closest and it took almost 2 weeks to get here. It was annoying as hell. Especially with Dead Winter Dead, I bought a week later, still showed up before this one. So, it was confusing, but really excited to listen to these. They're all very good. Here, I'll give you a better close-up. The Scarecrow and Angel of Babylon, and if you're curious, that's the Wicked Symphony. Now, I also picked up their first 2 albums, but I got something special. This is the Metal Opera Part 1 and 2 Gold Edition, and it's a little booklet, and this is the first Metal Opera here, and then this weird, nice see-through paper. And then here is just the guy talking about a lot of stuff and the lyrics to every song on both albums and all the people on them, and then the second album here. But this was about $20 new, which isn't too bad for 2 CDs when most CDs themselves are about 20 bucks new. So it was pretty cool. A little back, it's a little booklet. I have no idea where I'm going to put this, but it's basically 2 pretty good albums. And I now have every Avantasia album except their newest one. And I will get that eventually. But that is it for CDs. We will now move on to a DVD. Haha. So if you remember when on the wall scrolls, I said I had picked up other Mahoromatic stuff. Well, when I was rewatching it, I noticed some of the discs for my original copy of Mahoromatic skipped. And this is the original copy that I own, signed by Steve Bloom in the top right. Yeah, I noticed some of the discs skipped. So I came up with the idea to rebuy the whole series as a backup and buff all the discs at like a game store or something. And what I did is I went on the internet looking for another copy of this one. I found it on Amazon for pretty cheap, but unfortunately the guy who put it up apparently didn't realize that there were differences, and when I got it I ended up getting this copy. This is the newest re-release. It's the whole series, the summer special and the OVAs, which I actually have separate from the series. So I actually have 2 copies of everything now. And I'm going to keep this because I'm okay with having another copy. This will also be the copy I lend out because this one, Steve Bloom, I don't want to lend it out. This is the original release anyway. Has a lot of nostalgic value for it because, yeah. I still like how I got this one cheaper than this one was bought for too. So, really cool to have another copy of this and everything, just in case the discs on these 2 go out. But yeah, that's all for DVDs. I will now go on to video games. We'll start with the physical copies of video games that I got. Or peripherals and whatnot. I guess we'll start with, like, controllers and whatnot. I picked up a blue PS1 controller. This is a PS1 DualShock. Of all places I picked this up, I picked it up at a Goodwill for like $4. Works like a charm. I actually also picked up a Dreamcast controller and a PS2 DualShock. Neither of them worked, so I was out a couple bucks, but no big deal. But hey, PS1 controller, I needed a DualShock anyway. Really cool to have this. The only other peripheral thing I got, I actually got, of all places, from my job at the gas station I work at. If you remember, during my video game videos, when I redid them, I explained that I didn't have something for my Guitar Hero drum set. Well, I have it now. This is a working bass pedal. Yes, I know it works. Normally, on the internet, these go for about $60. I didn't have to pay a goddamn thing for that. This guy came into the gas station with a whole drum set with the bass pedal, and I'm like, hey, what do you have that in the back of your truck for? He's like, it's for my kid's game, not sure if it'll work. And I'm like, hey, if it doesn't work, do you think I can get it? Or the bass pedal? And he's like, yeah. And he actually came back like a week later after I had completely forgotten about it and brought it in for me. So I have a working bass pedal. I don't really play Guitar Hero anymore, but I've been trying to find a bass pedal for the drums. Pretty cool. And yeah, it sounds like there's like a loose screw or something, but the thing still works just fine. Then on to the only physical game that I picked up this month, and that being Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22 for the PS1. If you remember, I did say that I'm trying to get all the Dragon Ball Z games. I mean, I really don't know if I really want to play this game, but a friend of mine has had it since he was a kid, and I've been wanting to steal it from him, but then I found it at the retro game store I go to all the time for really cheap, so I bought it. Yeah, definitely better than GT Final Bout, definitely. I did play it a little bit. It's good to have another game. Now I just need to get all the Budokais, the Budokai Tenkaichis, Sagas. I'm not going to bother with the Connect game. Fuck that game. I'll get Ultimate Tenkaichi though, and like Shining whatever, that for whatever was before Raging Blast. But yeah, pretty cool to have this. Then on to the main thing or series of things that I bought this month. This month was the Steam Summer Sale. And if you remember back from my Christmas update, there were a crap ton of games from there. Yeah, we got a crap ton of games again. We will start off with System Shock 2, which is basically what heavily influenced the BioShock series. Pretty excited to play. Haven't played it really at all, but it's going to be fun. Then I got Antichamber, which, as far as I know, is a gravity-based puzzle game. I watched a couple of my friends play it. They said it was pretty fun, so I picked it up for pretty cheap. Excited to play that. Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition, which is, I just think, an updated or like with everything that came out for the game. Hey, Duke Nukem Forever was an embarrassment. Might as well play the really good game in the series. I got the new XCOM Enemy Unknown. A lot of my friends have said a lot of good things about it. I've heard really good things, so I figured I'd pick it up, and I got it for pretty cheap. So, yeah, excited to play that one. Fez. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but it looked really cool from the pictures and the videos I saw of it, so I figured I'd pick it up, and it was cheap. I also picked up Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I don't have Far Cry 3, but I have the first two Far Crys, and a guy came into my gas station one day saying Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is what Duke Nukem Forever should have been. And a lot of the reviews for it are saying good things, so I figured I'd pick it up just for the hell of it. Then a game that I didn't expect to get at all, Sleeping Dogs. It was on sale for really cheap. I talked to my friends. They're like, you'd probably really like this. You should pick it up. So I did. Excited to play it. It'll be pretty fun. Also picked up Age of Empires 2 HD. I've actually bought Age of Empires 3 during the Christmas sale. And I remember playing Age of Mythology, so I really thought I'd enjoy this. Plus, a lot of my friends picked it up also during this sale, so I said, why not? Want to play that because I like RTS games. Then I picked up Castle Crashers. I've seen a lot of really funny gameplay videos of this. Unfortunately, I'm the only one of my friends who has it. I'm probably going to wait till somebody else gets it to play it, though. But I do want to play it because it looks fun. Then I picked up Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. I already have the first one, and the second one was on sale for really cheap. I know it's not as good. Even my friends say that, but it was cheap, and they said it was still pretty good, so I picked it up. Excited to play both of them. Then I picked up a Greenlight game for like $1. It's called Oregon Trail. Not Oregon, Oregon Trail Director's Cut. So I think it's basically the Oregon Trail, but you're fighting zombies, I think is what it's supposed to be. I haven't really played it, but it ought to be entertaining. Then I picked up Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum. I actually played a whole lot of the second Roller Coaster Tycoon back when I was a kid. So I just figured why not, because it was really cheap. I've played it a little bit. It's going to be a pain in the butt to get used to again, but we'll see. We'll see. Then I got, yeah, a Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. Oh boy, I have no idea why I got this game. It was cheap, it was on my wish list. All my friends are like, are you stupid? You're gonna die. I want to watch you play this to rage quit and to go insane. So, I will probably do that here soon, but I am not excited to play a game where I'm going to die a lot, because I get angry fairly easy. Alright, then I picked up Counter-Strike Global Offensive, the new Counter-Strike. I haven't really played Counter-Strike, but a lot of my friends have played it and said it was good. This and Source, so I actually have Source. I have every Valve game now, again. Except Dota 2, but I don't really care. But I will play Counter-Strike eventually with my friends and stuff, but yeah, excited to play that. Then I actually picked up 2 entire game series. Before I say these, there are 2 extra games that are separate that I saved for last because of what they are. But 2 game series. I got the entire Serious Sam series, so I got Serious Sam: The First Encounter, and I actually got 2 copies of it. I got the regular one and it in HD. So it's Serious Sam, basically Duke Nukem kind of deal, from what I know, or what I've heard, because my friend Phoenix has played all of it. I also got Serious Sam: The Second Encounter in both regular and HD. Then I got Serious Sam: The Random Encounter, which looks like some sort of 2D version of one of the games. Then I got Serious Sam Double D. I don't even know what that is. Serious Sam 2, the sequel, and then Serious Sam 3 BFE. I'm excited to play, 3, because a couple of my friends have it. I've heard it's not that great, but it's probably better than Duke Nukem Forever, so we'll see. Then I actually picked up every Tomb Raider. So Tomb Raider, the original, which looks like crap because I actually played it. Tomb Raider 2, which will probably still look blocky as hell. Tomb Raider 3, Adventures of Lara Croft. Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness. Tomb Raider Chronicles. Then there was Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation, which is one of the newer ones if I remember right. No, it's not. It's actually the 4th Tomb Raider, the last on the PS1. My fault. Sorry. Tomb Raider Legend. Tomb Raider Underworld, which I actually think is the 2nd most recent one if I remember. Tomb Raider Anniversary, which is I think a remake of the first one or something like that. Then the remake, or the reboot of the series, the newest Tomb Raider. I'm excited to play the newest Tomb Raider because it looks really, really good. So I will definitely play that. Then we go on to the 2 games I said earlier that I got because they're separate because of what they are. I finally got Borderlands 2. I actually got the Season Pass as well, with all the DLC that's come out to date, and the 2 characters, the Psycho and the Necromancer. I've been wanting this since before Christmas, and I was supposed to get it for Christmas, but I ended up not getting it. And I got it for like 30 bucks, everything, when the game itself is like 30 bucks on Steam usually. So I'm excited, definitely going to play that game. I need to beat Borderlands 1 first though, so I will do that first. Very excited to play Borderlands 2. Then, ironically, I'm ending on BioShock. I picked up BioShock Infinite. I started with System Shock, we're going to end with BioShock. I am so excited to play this game. They're saying this is Game of the Year. This and The Last of Us are the 2 games that people are saying, hands down, best games of the year. I am so excited to play Infinite. I want to play the first 2, at least the first one, to understand bits and pieces of it. We'll see. Definitely excited to play BioShock Infinite, though. That's it for the games I got on Steam. And actually, there's a couple extra things I'm going to throw in at the end of this video. A couple things happened to me at the beginning or so of this month. And I just figured I'd put them in this video just as a kind of thing about them. First up, my Wavebird that I've had since I was in, oh god, like middle school, I think, just died, I think, on me. So this is my goodbye to my Wavebird. It's been through a whole lot of games with me. So basically a Wavebird, it's a wireless GameCube controller. That's all that you need to know. But it's been through a whole lot of games with me. GameCube and Wii. It's been through Wind Waker multiple times, Ocarina a couple times, Lego Star Wars, Mario Kart, plenty of Double Dash, oh god yes, plenty of Mario Power Tennis, Mario Baseball, the Pokemon games for the GameCube multiple times, Soul Calibur 2, oh yeah, Mario Strikers, Melee, a whole lot of Melee and Brawl. The Mario Kart and the Wii, there was a little bit of it there, but it's been through a lot. And I will miss it, and I'm going to try to buy another one, but they're fairly expensive, but we shall see. We shall see. Okay, the only other thing that kind of went wrong is, if you know I have Pokemon Sapphire. Well, it actually turns out this copy is fake. Now, you're probably asking how I know that. Well, I was playing the game, And I got to a point where I got stuck, and I wasn't really taking the game seriously. So I decided to connect it to Coliseum to get it because I have a hacked, or not really a hacked file, a cheat file where I have a bunch of rare candies, and I was just going to level them up to a level of where I could beat them, only like a couple levels higher than the gym leader. I connected it to Coliseum, and it deleted the save file. So I looked it up on the internet, and this guy on one of the boards that I found gave me a step-by-step thing, or a step-by-step like thing to show if your copy is real or not. The first thing they say is this little serial code here is supposed to be at the bottom, like on Ruby here. It's in the top here. The only other things I can show you, I doubt you'll actually be able to see, but inside the chip here, up top, above the prongs, there's the Nintendo seal. It's not on this one, but if you look on this one, you might probably not be able to see it, but yeah, that, and if you look on the Sapphire, there's a hole in the little plastic wall in the back there. There's a hole in this one. That's not supposed to be there. The only other thing that should have been a dead giveaway is right here. It says ETH6 on the chip itself. There's nothing on my Sapphire chip. That should have been a dead giveaway. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to buy Sapphire again. But what do? You know, there's nothing you can do about that. Which sucks, because X and Y are coming out, and I was all excited because I almost had all the games. Now I have to buy a whole nother one. But what do you do? But yeah, that's all the stuff that went wrong. I'm now going to set up a couple other things that are extra that I picked up this month. So, one of the things I picked up is a blanket that I picked up at the Goodwill when I picked up those game controllers. And it is video game related, so I figured I'd show it in this video. And that is a Pokemon blanket. You got the Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur, and then Pikachu, big fat ass Pikachu with the Pokeball, the Pokemon symbol, the Pokemon logo. I picked this up for $5, and this thing fits over my entire table. It's really nice looking. I'm sure it's used, but who cares? Whatever. I don't really care. But Pokemon blanket. So nerdy, but so worth it. Why not? We'll go ahead and set up for the last thing here right now. And then finally, I got the Guinness Book of World Records 2011. Now, you're probably thinking, Devin, why? It's 2013. Well, there's something a little special I'm going to do here. Give me a second and I will show you. So, Guinness Book of World Records 2011. Oh, wait a minute. There's more. Yeah, so with that, I now have every Guinness Book of World Records book from 2000 to 2013. I've been missing 2011 for a couple of years. It turns out it was just in my closet at my grandparents' house, so it wasn't technically missing, I just didn't know where it was, so I thought I didn't have it. I actually started, believe it or not, in 2001. I got completely obsessed with the Guinness Book of World Records, and so I started getting it every year, and then in about, I believe it was 2005 or 2006, my grandfather's father died and he had this. So I just asked for it, and I got an extra year. And then it just became kind of a Christmas thing that I get every year. I don't even really read them anymore, but it just became a thing. I don't even know what to say. Like, the last 2 years look almost identical anyway. But yeah, it's what? Trip for 4. I like how there's this sticker on the 2002 one. It says, "Is this a winning book? You can win a trip for 4, game consoles, super soakers, and much more. Details inside." Yeah, I doubt I can win anymore. But what is up with this one? It looks like a child drew it. And then you got the 50th anniversary. Yeah, it's kind of a waste, but I haven't paid a damn thing for any of these, so whatever. Just a special thing I thought I'd show at the end of this video just for the hell of it. But that is it for this collection update. I will see you next month. I know I said I would have an Xbox this month again, and that didn't happen. Hopefully next month. And then that game that I talked about at the end of last month that my friend had that was at the top of my list, I will be getting next month because he decided to play it. he decided to play it. I'll be getting it this month, excuse me. He decided to play it, and he just beat it, so I will buy it from him. I thought I was going to get it for free, but I didn't. I'm not. But yeah, that's it for this month. I will see you next month with something for sure. Later.